It's another night of the JSPL, Manasquan High School. First game of our doubleheader. We have the Larson Ford and Stearns trailer. Stearns trying to improve to 5-2 on the season. Larson Ford trying to go to 3-4. Hi everyone, we welcome you in. Dan Yuzerski alongside Alec Krauthamel tonight. And Alec, we got a good one, and we want to start with Stearns trying to go to 5-2, and Jakari Spence coming off a 50-point game.
Yeah, he dropped 51 last night in the win over the WCT Warriors. He was unstoppable in the first half. Particularly, he was the one that kind of helped spark that 41 to 17, second quarter that they had. He was on one last night, and I mean, he took a homage from Miles Powell, coming in here and dropping 50 against Jakari Spence and Stearns trailer last week. But yeah, he was unstoppable on last night, and he's certainly looking to do it again. Not a ton of depth for Stearns trailer tonight, only 5 guys so far. But he's got Brian Antoine, who also had 20 points. Also threw a couple lobs to him. So it's going to be a good one tonight. And I'm sure Jakari Spence, if Stearns wants to get to 5-2, he's going to have a huge role in it.
Spence, a guy, this year he's averaging 38.5 points per game in his 4 appearances at the JSBL. He's been awesome for Stearns trailer this year. And then the other guy I want to take a look at, Josh Morris, has been really, really good in his one game that he played so far, starting again tonight for Larson Ford. Let's see what he can do, because I think he's an X factor for them. Yeah,
former Bloomfield standout. He came in, we didn't really know where he was coming from or who he was. It was his first time playing. He almost led the team in scoring and was on fire in the opening quarter against intern helpers. So it's going to be interesting to see how the defense adjusts to him. We know Stearns is a very aggressive defense. It seemed like he kind of slowed down his production a little bit when intern helpers started putting multiple guys on him, started getting more physical with him. So we'll see how Stearns' defense impacts that.
This should be a really, really fun game. Larson Ford plays really, really hard. And Stearns trailer, the 3-time defending champs, and they're not easy to take down. Only Seaview Jeep is the one that I really remember getting them this year. They've also been beat another time, but they've been outstanding. It should be a fun one as we take it over to center court. Gaffney, Spence, Larry Smith, and others in there for Stearns. We'll get you that. Brian Antoine, who also played really well last night. Opening tip is up, and we're all ready to go. Here's Jalen Gaffney, feeds Spence, who's got the ball here. Gets Amari Jones as his assignment. Spence puts one up and in. A 3 to start the night, and right away, Stearns in front.
Yeah, a lot of work off the dribble. That's what he was so good with yesterday, just pulling up from everywhere.
They swing it in. Amari Jones. We don't have names and stats on the sheet right now as Jones spinning, wild shot. No good. Gaffney comes away with it. This is where Stearns is at their best, and an easy layup is good for Stearns. For Hendricks. 5-0 in the first minute. Larson looking for somewhere to go. They get it to the big fella, Joshua Morris, who was just sensational the other night, his first 5 shots. I mentioned played at Bloomfield, gets the double here, threw it away, and they will get a whistle. I'm not sure, I think that's gonna keep it with Larson. Fresh 14 on the clock with 9:02 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a reach when he went over to make his dribble move, and that's what Stearns is gonna do a lot of. They're gonna be poking at the ball a lot. They're gonna play some really aggressive and physical defense.
Here's Morris falling away. Shot is short. Rebounded by Gaffney. Here comes Gaffney the other way. Swings it. Spence in the corner. Took a dribble. Jones pressed up on him. Hendricks sets the screen. Spence, mid-range, money. 5 quick points for Spence. He's 2-2, and it's 7-0.
And Morris playing a little bit of drop coverage there off the screen. And if you give Spence that much space, even an inch, he got a foot there, and he knocked it down.
Here's a long 3, no good. And a rebound for Larry Smith, the Energizer Bunny. He'll try from the top of the key. That one's short. Rebounded by Jalon Hornbeek. Hornbeek started at Monmouth. And played well in his time at the JSBL. And a turnover. Oh, yep. Thought that Morris could save it, but he couldn't. Morris moving a little bit gingerly down the court. Hopefully he's okay. So it'll be Smith to inbound with Brian Antoine, who played well last night. Stearns back-to-back, and they only have 5. This should be a war of attrition for them. Here's Larry Smith driving in on Jones. Off the glass, it's good. 9-0 run to start the game. 2 minutes in. Bethea swings it in. There's a 3. Long 2 for Quishon Lane.
Looks like we had a delay of game warning against Larson Ford. Next one is a technical.
Not a night at the JSPL unless someone's getting a delay of game warning. As Spence, step back, triple, yes! For 3. Spence is 3 of 3. He's got 8 points, and Larson trails by 10 as Stearns has opened the game with a 12-2 run. Here's Agba Jemison. Feeds Bethea. Gonna drive in, float one up. No, but a foul is called.
We saw this last night in the Ortho New Jersey game. They got off to a 12-0 run of their own when they were facing off against ACI Robbins Nest, but ACI Robbins Nest able to weather the storm. They led, actually, came all the way back and took the lead after the first quarter. So we'll see how Larson Ford can withstand this storm.
As the first one for Bethea is good. Yeah, and Larson played really tough the other night. They were in it with Inter until the very end, as that one no good, rebounded by Brian Antoine. Hard-fought game for them as Antoine down the lane had dangerous intentions, but had the ball poked away from him.
Antoine, I was really impressed with his athleticism yesterday on both ends of the floor. He was able to get downhill and get straight to the basket on a lot of opportunities, was really efficient from the floor, and then on defense kind of rose up and blocked a few shots as well.
Finally healthy as Amari Jones fakes on a 3, drives in, looking for somewhere to go. He feeds to the corner. A 3 for Lane is up and way short, an air ball. It'll be Antoine running the floor with Smith. They feed it to the corner for Spence. Has Agba Jemison on him. Spence is going to drive on Hornby, put one up off the glass and in, and it's a 14-3 run for Stearns Trailer in the first 3:20 of this game.
Yeah, Larry Smith, I don't want to say a sneaky good driver because we've seen him. We know how good of a driver he is. He's known for his defense, but he can really create for himself off the dribble as well.
Agba Jemison down low, denied, out of bounds. It'll stay with Larson Ford. Larson Ford the other night, 101-96. Had a really good second quarter, tied, had a lead going into the fourth, and just 19 points in that fourth quarter against the intern helpers, who seemed to ratchet it up defensively.
Yeah, that was a remarkably fun game for both sides.
We were treated to 2 treats the other night, and then the good start for Ortho, where Seaview kind of turned and blew them out down the end. Donovan Summy also on the bench for Larson Ford, and you talk about that game for Larson. Hornbeek had 23, Morris had 26. Morris was 10 of 15 from shooting. Their top 2 scorers the other night, incredibly efficient. Here's a ball that's tipped away. Spence comes away with the steal, 3-on-2. He leaves it back for Smith, who lays it up and in. And Larson Ford is in all disarray to start this game.
Yeah, can't get anything going really on defense. I feel like the offense, even though they only 3 points, they've gotten some good looks, but Stearns has ripped them apart on defense.
There's Peter Luster. It's a 3. It's Bethea. It's no good. Rebounded by Spence. And a chance to continue the run of good play for Stearns. Gaffney down the lane, denied with a foul. So Gaffney to the line for 2.
Didn't see a ton of scoring from him last night, but he also played a bit more of a facilitator role while Spence took over as the main scoring option. Speaking of main scoring options, looks like Kevin Mateo is now in the building as well. So that'll not only some good depth for Stearns Trailer, giving a guy off the bench, but also a guy who can really score in his own right.
One of the big villains of this league as well. And everyone saw his performance against Cardace a couple weeks ago for RKE. Here's Luster. Tries for 3, couldn't knock it down. Rebound by Smith. Spence lobs it up for Antoine, who finishes. And finally, Larson Ford will take a timeout, down 20-3.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that combination a few times last night as well. Spence to Antoine. Stearns runs the break as well as anyone in this league, and even with only 5 guys, I mean, it's early in the game, so the fatigue isn't really setting in, but they know exactly where they need to be. They're executing to a great level, and they have their go-to guy in Jakari Spence, who hasn't missed a beat from yesterday.
Certainly. We'll take a quick timeout. Larson Ford down by 17. .5:33 to play here in the first quarter. Larson Ford got off to a slow start the other night, but this is totally different. As Bethea swings it. It's Lane, it's Hornbeak, it's Alex Leiba wearing that number 31, putting one up and in off the glass. Tough shot there. And that's a big bucket for Larson.
I don't believe we've seen Leiba since he dropped 27 and 13 in a win a couple of weeks ago, so some much-needed front court depth for Larson Ford. Other than Agba Jemison, they don't have a lot of bigs.
And Leiba, the denial there, but they're going to call a foul.
Looks like they'll get Leiba. I thought he did a good job of moving his feet and going vertical, but Larry Smith just able to get in there, get some body contact, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Larry Smith is just so good, and when he can add this kind of scoring, he is dangerous. Spent some time at Matawan, Brookdale, had the talent, and still has the talent to definitely have been a D1 player. Things didn't shake out that way, but he is as fun as any player to watch at the JSBL.
Particularly his defense. He will just hound you in the backcourt, and he almost has no fatigue.
No. He has 99 stamina. There's a steal for Gaffney. He's got Spence trailing. Spence, Gaffney! No, he couldn't lay it in and slam it down, but had dangerous intentions there. Hornbeak, Luster, an open transition. 3, they need it. They could not get it. Here's Spence again, running a break. Stops, starts, floats, good. And it's 24-5.
That's some great body contact by Spence, or body control, excuse me, by Spence. He goes straight at Leiba, even gives him a little bit of an arm, and just stops and creates some space.
Good defense here. Ball on the ground. They'll call a hold ball. We got a jump ball when we get back. Another timeout here on the floor with 4:16 to go in the first quarter of the JSBL doubleheader. No media timeout. We're right back with you. Spence and Leiba to jump, so obviously a clear advantage with the height for Larson, and Spence almost won it. Ball in the backcourt. Here's Bethea. Swings it to the corner. It's a 3, and it is no good. Leiba fought for the rebound, and then the ball ripped out by Spence. It was Larry Smith, excuse me. Spence, 3, no. Rebound comes out to Hornbeak. Hornbeak in transition, finds Lane. Flips to Bethea, passing up on a 3. Gave Lane an open shot up top. He passed up on it. Hornbeak, triple, no. Rebounded by Larry Smith. 24-5, 3:40 to play, and there's a foul. Larry Smith is getting hounded as he drives into the paint in this first quarter.
Yeah, he's really taken on a bigger on-ball role in this game in terms of creating his own offense. Usually he's more of a complimentary guy, but with the backcourt lack of depth that Stearns has, obviously the duo of Smith and Spence, and then Jalen Gaffney and Kevin Mateo eventually, they've needed him to be that extra creator, and he's certainly passed that test so far.
So Smith at the line for 2. His first one is up and good. And you're right. I mean, when he gives you offense, any form of offense to go along with the defense, and he might be the defensive player of the year in the league because that's how good he's been, it's an ultimate plus for Larry Smith. And they have great defenders all over the place, Stearns. Parker Dortch, Gaffney on the wing, Spence and Smith up top. And they'll mix in some Rasheed Merlin as well. They're a dangerous team when they're all together, as this one for Bethea no good, and they whistle him for a foul. So Bethea will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, this is what we need some more of to see Larson Ford get back into this one. More attacking the basket, putting pressure on the rim because, I mean, there's not a lot of size for Stearns Trailer. Eddie Hendricks kind of serving as the big man, but he definitely does not have the same size advantage over Liba or Agba Jemison whenever he's in the game as well. So Larson definitely has a size advantage, not just in the front court, but also in the back court. You got, Lon Hornbeek has a pretty solid height. Also, Bethea, you see him at the free throw line now. So, I mean, Larson Ford definitely has the size advantage tonight. They just have to take advantage of it and get to the basket more.
But the size advantage hasn't necessarily mattered a lot of the time in the JSBL. I mean, RKE had a big one the other night, and they got blown out of the building by Seaview. Here's Gaffney. Falling away. Jumper is no good. Rebounded by Liba. Larson needs a bucket here, trying to string some buckets together, down 19, and they turn it over again. Gaffney, football pass. Oh, what some razzle-dazzle. What a pass from Gaffney, who fed it to Antoine, who fed it to a cunning Hendricks, who laid it in. Lane down the other way, left it short, another turnover. As Liba couldn't find an open teammate, and then Spence, and one with a jelly roll.
He is absolutely on his game tonight, just like he was yesterday. He has taken on the initiative of being the primary creator, and he's done an excellent job of creating shots. Even with not a lot of space, he finds space, really. He's been able to do so much these last couple nights. Obviously, put up 51 last night. Looks like he might be on pace for that once again tonight, and especially considering he's going to have to play a lot.
So Spence has one. Kevin Mateo checks in, so Larry Smith will get a rest. And you gain basically the exact same thing with Mateo that you do with Smith.
Yeah, fiery defender. And also Mateo adds some more on offense as well. I think Larry Smith is probably a better defender, but, I mean, obviously it's no knock on Mateo, considering Smith might be the best on-ball defender in the league.
Donovan Sumian, as that layup doesn't go. From Peter Morrow. Here's Spence again down the lane, right-handed this time, rolled short. Mateo almost got the rebound. It's ripped away by Morrow. Here he comes down the lane. Shot no good, but a foul. With 2:24 to play, Larson Ford has scored 7 points in over 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get anything going on the offensive end of the floor, and Stearns is taking full advantage of it. They've been able to turn a lot of their good defense into runouts, and have just gotten downhill towards the lane.
Well, the worst thing you can do against Stearns is turn the ball over, as Morrow's first shot is up and good. Morrow played at Asbury Park. Went to Towson.
Yeah, he was one of the, I believe he played at Camden, I want to say, or no, that's David Monroe, apologies. But yeah, part of that College Achieve program that's been popping up recently, and they are a really good team on the national stage.
As a three is up and no good for Hendricks. Morrow had played in Kansas City in EYBL, as here's a shot, no good for Bethea. Fight for the rebound, last touched by Peter Morrow.
Yeah, it was definitely very interesting to see Dave Boff, the really great coach from Rizal Catholic, go down to start up the basketball program at College Achieve, and they've done nothing but great things in the 2 seasons since.
Easier transition for high school coach, you would say, to get into college than it is for college to get into the NBA. As a turnover here. Morrow floating, no good. Couldn't get the finger roll layup to fall. Gaffney the rebound. Here's Spence lobbing it up, and the flush. Antoine on the alley-oop.
The trio of Gaffney, Spence, and Antoine, so dangerous in transition. They all know how to find each other, and they know exactly where they need to be in transition.
Larson Ford is quadrupled up right now by Stearns Trailer. Here's Morris. He had 26 the other night, and they turn it over again. This time it's Antoine leading the break, and he will lay it up. No good. Rebounded by Bethea. Now Morris the other way. Back to Bethea. He'll try a left wing three and knock it down. 32-11.
Definitely a three that Larson Ford needed. In addition to getting to the basket, need to shoot some more threes. I mean, it seems simple enough, but just have not been able to give themselves enough opportunities from the perimeter.
Here's Hendricks. Mid-range in the face of Morris is pure. Nice shot there. Here's Bethea leading the other way for Larson Ford, who's down by 23 in this first quarter. Stearns had a 40-17 quarter last night. This one might be even more impressive. As the big fella gets it, Morris lays it in.
Yeah,
38 seconds to play.
Haven't seen Morris get too involved as compared to Tuesday night.
Spence will try and knock down another three. 37-13 is the score. And Larson Ford now trying to look for a two for one. Bethea tries and airballs a three. Out of bounds with 17.6 to play in the quarter. You know, it's tough to one up a 40-17 quarter. As Rasheed Merlin is commenting, we say hi to Rasheed. Here's Mateo down the lane, off the glass and good. And it's a 39-13 lead.
That's what Mateo can do off the dribble. He's got a really quick and tight handle, can create a lot of something from nothing.
Summy at the buzzer is not good, and that'll take us to the end of a domination first quarter for Stearns Trailer. The best team of the last 3 years is leading by 26, showing their muscle tonight. Start of the second quarter here, 39-13 Stearns Trailer. Before we talk about that, reminder, there's another game coming up tonight, RKE and the Intern Helpers, where we may see Chris and J.R. Smith, but back to this one. When you're getting outscored by 26, as Morris takes it to the rim, it dies. He gets it back and gets it off the glass to go.
Yeah, we're seeing him take a little bit more of a,
and a delay a game.
Yeah, he threw the ball back to the official, a delay a game, so that'll be a one-shot technical.
I don't know about that. Come on now. What are you supposed to do in that situation if you're Morris?
At that point, yeah, just got to leave it be in that regard.
And it feels like everything that could go wrong for Larson, as Smith makes the first technical, could go wrong.
Yeah. As I was saying about Morris before the delay of game, obviously, we've seen him take a bit more of a role, at least on that possession. He was obviously, we talked about how good he was to start the game on Tuesday. Stearns obviously was more physical with him tonight.
Mateo up, off the glass, no good, but he's fouled. I think that's going to be 3 on Liba. And it is.
And that's a big third foul, especially to start this second quarter. Because, again, he's one of those main guys in the front court, and he's been really good this season. Hasn't had the same impact so far through one quarter tonight, but he's a guy, I mean, most recently had a great third quarter not too long ago in his most recent game. Mateo
makes it. So we have Parker Dorsch and Rasheed Merlin watching right now, and we'd like to say hello. How you guys doing? And we thank you for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying your team's utter domination right now.
Even if they can't be here, they're still here.
And Merlin, one of the best defensive centers in the league, and I don't know if there's as good of a defender in the league as Parker Dorsch. He is sensational on the defensive end. Here's Bethea. Another turnover. It's Smith. It's Spence. 2-on-1. Spence couldn't finish. Smith fighting for the rebound. It goes to Hornbeak. Here's a test. Liba has it down low, positioning and a finish. And he cuts the lead to 25. Mateo, transition, triple, no good. Rebounded by Morrow. We'll take it up. Passes to Bethea. They swing it. Hornbeak has an open look for 3. He'll try it, and he could not hit. Here's Larry Smith. Oh, the blow by Smith to the rim, denied by Liba. He gets it back and finishes. Talk about tireless finisher. That's Larry Smith.
He is relentless at the basket, got his own rebound, even after Leiba was still in pretty solid position. And that's definitely a risky block, but I admire it, going off of the block with 3 fouls.
As Morris has positioning on the baseline. They get it into Leiba, who's fighting, could not get the layup to go over Antoine. Excellent defense again. Here comes Spence in the break. He'll try a mid-range, pull-up J, no good. Bethea controlled the rebound. He'll take it. He'll try a pull-up of his own and knock it down. 44-19 the score. 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Larry Smith. Drives, blow by, and another block by Leiba. They get it the other way. Bethea knocked out of bounds. There's a block for Stearns. It comes via Brian Antoine.
Yeah, he's staying involved in the play. And once again, his athleticism showing out in this game as he'll get his first rest of the game. He's just able to stay involved in the play by any means necessary, as Agba Jemison will check in for Alex Leiba and his 3 fouls. With that block there, just kind of chased him down, and great job just attacking.
They get it into Morris. Morris sizing up. Hendricks. He swings it. Bethea, extra pass. Morrow open from the corner. It's good.
And that's some great offense for Larson Ford. Morris saw the double come, found Bethea at the top of the key, and then found Morrow down low in the corner as Mateo was the man on him. Got doubled.
9-5 start in this quarter as Smith tries. 3 off the iron, no good. Morrow will try another 3. Left him open from transition. You can't do that. Knocks down another. And just like that, Larson Ford is on a 12-5 run. Here's Larry Smith. Driving inside, flipping one up and in over the outstretched hand of Agba Jemison. 46-25. Morrow open again. Will try. This one's short. Rebound comes out to Hendricks. He lost it, and I think they're going to call a foul as Spence tried to bring the roof down off the place. But again, this is what you need to do if you're not going to turn the ball over against Stearns.
And Jakari Spence just picked up the delay of game for that dunk.
You got to be kidding me.
I think it's a little bit. They're going after the delay games a little bit too much these last couple days, in my opinion.
Here's Mateo. So you have now Mateo, Spence, and Smith all on the floor as Mateo launches from 3. This one no good. It'll be Bethea. We'll walk it back, flip inside. Agba Jemison, he had a highlight the other night. This time he goes off the window and lays it in.
And that's where that size advantage comes into play for Larson Ford. No one really on Stearns who can match up with him size-wise. That shot was way too easy. Just went right up with his height and wingspan.
Spence once again in the paint. Stops, feeds. Hendricks will fall away on the baseline, and that shot is pure. Nice shot there from Hendricks. Extends the lead back to 21. 6 to play in the quarter.
Couple from the mid-range. A native of Tinton Falls, went to Red Bank Catholic. Back in the day, also played at the College of New Rochelle at the Division II level.
Bethea's shot halfway down and out. Spence will take it. Drive hard, lost it. Smith gets it back, and the floater is good. I tell you, Larry Smith is not even a right place, right time with him. He just finds the spots.
He is a magnet for the basketball on both ends of the floor, offense and defense.
Here's Morris cutting down the lane in transition, lost the ball. Turnover, Hendricks coming with it. 3-on-1. Hendricks lays it in. Went at the double, it didn't matter. And it's 52-27.
Once again, if you turn the ball over against Stearns Trailer, you are going to be in trouble. We're seeing it there. And Stearns getting right back to that 25-point lead they had a few minutes ago.
No better team in transition as Bethea launches and hits on a 3.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication on defense there off the screen, and that kind of left the defense scrambling, and Bethea took full advantage.
Much better offensive quarter for Larson Ford. They're at 17. They only had 13 in the first 10 minutes as Mateo lays it in. Under 5 to play here in the first half of a game that's been, from the start, dominated by Stearns. Offensive foul. No, they get a block.
That's always a tough call in that situation, given the fact, it seemed like Smith was moving his feet, but I think Bethea just barely beat him to the spot.
Immediate timeout on the floor. Larson Ford and Stearns Trailer, first game of the night. Stearns up big. We welcome you back halfway through the second quarter. Dan Uzerski, Alec Crowthamel with Stearns Trailer up humongous right now. They're up by 24. They've led by as much as 26 as a falling away shot from Morris is good. I tell you what, he's got as good of a touch as anyone in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stearns on defense, they need to attack him. Just, put a hand on the ball or something like that.
As another block there, it's Agba Jemison this time, and the second time he fouled. He went up and got that off the glass. Impressive block there, but too handsy on the second time.
Yeah, he's the biggest guy on the floor, the tallest guy, also has the longest wingspan. He can really go up and get it. We've seen him take advantage on offense and on defense.
So Larry Smith to the line for two. Fine. Every rebound it feels like Larry Smith is getting at this point. And every team has one. Stearns might have three if you include Dortch and Jakari alongside Larry Smith, but it feels like every team's got a ball magnet. He's good playing good defense on Morrow here, who's hit a couple threes in this first half. Open look for Bethea. He cans it. That's a huge shot, cutting the lead to 20.
Yeah, Bethea's starting to get hot. He can be that primary guy. He's starting to turn into that so far tonight. Larson's going to need him if they want to have a chance to remain in this game.
Here's Brian Antoine subbing back in after the media. He'll drive, flips one up, no good, and then another foul. And I believe that's the second on Agba Jemison. No.
Oh, looks like they'll get Hornbeak.
Yeah. Both were in the area.
That is Hornbeak's second for him, though. And that's the fourth on Larson, so one more foul, and Stearns is in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
And that's the other thing. If you're not going to play, you can't turn them over, and you can't foul them either because they're exceptional from the line.
And they've also shot a lot of them tonight. They were 6 of 7 from the line in the first quarter, and they've already taken their fair share of free throws here in the second.
Antoine hasn't had to score a lot tonight, but he's looked good. Defensively, he's been creating plays, running the break very well. As we're under 4 to play, 57-35, and a game that's probably closer as Agba Jemison denied, and that is not a foul. Jakari Spence got up there, got the ball, but the way these refs have reffed it tonight, of course it's a foul.
Yeah, I thought that was clean all the way. It looked like he got all ball there, but a lot of the times when you're trying to block someone from behind, it can kind of throw it off a little bit and make it look like there was more contact than there was, but it looked clean from our vantage point.
As we're getting a replay here, and that is totally clean. Come on. That's awful.
Yeah, that looks
that is just flat out awful.
I think we're gonna get our second ever instant replay, first being last night here in the JSBL.
And I'm sure that Dortch and Merlin, who are watching the stream right now, are going to say the exact same thing that we are saying, because that is just flat out pathetic. As Agba Jemison misses them both, ball don't lie. And that one tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Larson. So they'll get Amari Jones in for Agba Jemison. They'll go small here. And Agba Jemison's played well tonight, too. Liba and Agba Jemison are good defensively, really good defensive bigs.
It also helps they have a lot of size, so that gives them a lot to work with.
Here's Morris. Backing down, fading away. That one too strong. Antoine clawed the rebound away. He gets a screen from Hendricks. He's got Morris on him. So mismatch up top. He'll try a step back three. That one's short. Rebound tipped out of the hands of Mateo into Bethea. And then pressure from Smith. They turn it over. Falling floater, good. I mean, and now if you're playing full court like this, they turn it over again. Here comes Hendricks. Euro to the lane. Yes, off the glass.
Again, too lackadaisical with the ball. You can't be throwing passes like that against Stearns. They will make you pay.
Here's Morris. Up and under layup, no good. Hornbeak fighting for the board. Ball on the ground. Gaffney controls it. Long pass to Mateo, and I don't think Mateo was quite on the same page as Gaffney there. It'll be Morrow to inbound. 61-35, 2:30 to play in this first half. Here's Morrow dumping it down. It's a touch from Morris, who spins, has it, floats one up and in. That was a tough shot. How do you get that one to go?
Yeah, he's just able to bully his way onto the block, and once he gets his positioning, it's going to be really hard to stop with his touch.
Spence turning around, falling away, shot no good. Rebound Morris. They get it up quickly. It's an open look for Morrow. He's hit 2 tonight, and that one no good. Mateo running down the floor, putting one up. No, Spence couldn't grab the rebound. It went to Morrow. He'll drive, left-handed layup, off the glass, no good, and Gaffney tips it to Antoine. And here's an open break. Mateo, layup is good. And it's a 26-point game. 90 seconds to play here in this first half.
Obviously, with only 6 guys, it's a matter of when does the fatigue set in. But I think Stearns, at this point at least, has given themselves a good enough of a cushion that it might not even matter.
As Morris shot no good. I think Hendricks got a piece of it, and then that one out of bounds. We'll go to Stearns.
Yeah, it looked like Amari Jones tried to save it and couldn't get there in time.
The problem is now, and you mentioned the fatigue factor, well, it would be a problem like what Seaview did with Jones the other night and Robinson, but there's no one right now on Larson that is giving Stearns Trailer a tough time. They're just walking through this game. So I wonder how much that impacts the conditioning of Spence. Easy layup denied, and a foul. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like there was Morris on that one. I thought he got all ball, but he might have also lost the verticality and come down. It's definitely a 50-50 one there.
So Spence to the line, he had 15 in that first quarter. So over his previous 5 quarters before coming into this one, 66 points.
He's been nearly unstoppable. It's been the pull-up game as well. That's been probably the biggest X factor for him. And when he has been in the game this season, he has put up points. And I love the way that Jalen Gaffney's been playing off of him, because we've seen Gaffney in some games kind of take over as one of the main offensive options. But in this one, I mean, we're seeing Gaffney last night and then tonight as well. We're seeing Gaffney take a bit more of an off-ball playmaking role, and he's done it really well.
Spence, split a pair. Largest lead of the night for Stearns. Here's Mateo after the offensive rebound. Here comes Hendricks. Teardrop off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Amari Jones. They swing it. Bethea open, look from 3. He's hit a couple tonight. That one, no bueno. Here's Spence driving. Will float one up. No, that one blocked. And the rebound off of Spence will go to Larson Ford. 43.3 to play in this first half.
I think for Larson, you just got to worry about putting together 2 or 3 good possessions on offense. Can't worry about coming back from down 27 in just one possession. You got to chip away like we've seen some teams do the last couple nights.
And all things considered, they've played a pretty good second quarter as they turn it over here. The score is 24-25. They scored 24. Stearns is 25.
And that's how good Stearns was just in that first quarter alone.
39-13 as Gaffney gets the mismatch with Morris. Will drive, looking for someone to go. Oh, what a beautiful feed to Hendricks, who finishes.
And again, Gaffney taking on the playmaking role. He's done an excellent job of doing so, setting up a lot of guys, whether with the outlet passes or a sweep one like that.
As underrated as anyone in the league, and they turn it over again. I would put this ball in Jakari Spence's hands.
Hard not to.
One of the great buzzer beaters of all time. His shot against Northern Illinois. It's Mateo driving in, open look. Teardrop is good, and that's the half. They didn't need to put it in Spence's hands as Mateo does the job, and Stearns Trailer takes a 31-point lead into quarter number 3. It's been dominance from them in the first half. We'll be back after this short break. Second half coming up next. Start of the second half here in Manasquan High School. It's been a blowout through 2 quarters, with Stearns leading Larson by 31. Better second quarter as Damari Jones slips it up and in. But is this just a minutes thing for Larson now, Alec Krauthamel?
I mean, I think they're going to have to – they can't completely give up on this game yet. They still got to just come back bit by bit. Again, like I said, we've seen teams kind of do that. They've put together some good third-quarter runs after the team that's in the lead is kind of taking their foots off the gas just a little bit. So we'll see if Larson can take advantage of that, if Stearns kind of looks like they're starting to do so.
As here's Amari Jones. Had that layup to open the quarter, fighting in, power move, inside, rolls in. Oh, that's a start, 4-0 run to start the quarter. As we just got David Smith back. He was late to start the quarter as Spence whistled. And they'll go against number 8, Peter Loro.
We're definitely seeing Larson come out with an increased intensity here in the third quarter. They're trying to take that big run that they can try to get back into this game and see if they can make it competitive again.
I mean, you're down this much. Why not try to throw that first haymaker and kind of shock Stearns? As Gaffney down the lane, pretty layup doesn't go.
And especially since they still only have 6 guys, as I thought that
Morrow
would have been a
turns
kick.
it over. Here's Spence, lays it in.
Did I miss something? I thought that went off Antoine's shoe. It might have just gone off his knee.
I think it went off the back of his, I think it hit the thigh, actually. Back thigh. As Amari Jones, I mean, every possession is hard for Larson as Jones spins. Hendricks comes up. They almost turn it over. They get it out to Morrow, who will try. No, on a 3, high rebound. Jones comes away with it, and he finishes.
Well, that's 3 straight possessions with a score for Amari Jones. We know who's been the big-time offensive option for Larson Ford here to start. He has taken initiative, and once again, different energy coming out of the half for Larson Ford.
Larry Smith stops, starts, backing in, falling away, shot short.
As well as Jakari Spence played, he wasn't even the leading scorer on the team. Larry Smith with 18 points in that first half. Really impressive stuff from him.
Really, it's just a group effort in general, and you mentioned Gaffney with only those 2 points, but hey, he's got 5 rebounds and 2 assists through 2 quarters.
Yeah, that assist number almost seems low from the amount of secondary playmaking he's done.
Picks up 2, had 2 steals as well, and another turnover. Oh, what a pass from Smith to Antoine, who finishes off the window.
That was a tandem effort from Antoine and Smith, just going after Morrow and poking that ball free.
He has it again. They almost turn it over. Inside now is Lima, who can finish off the window with the left hand.
So we're starting to see Larson Ford get into a rhythm offensively, and it's been a lot of just getting straight to the basket. We'll see if the defense can follow.
3 no good from Larson, from Stearns there. Larson with the rebound. Here is Bethea, denied. Hendricks comes away with the block. Bethea now has it in the corner. They try to swing it in. They do for Lima, who finishes. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get a Stearns timeout here.
Yeah, and also Stearns just doesn't have the size defensively right now to keep up with Liba. It's been working really well for them so far. They've been able to play a lot of 5-out offensively, and defensively they've been really aggressive and attacking at the ball. But so far, Larson's been getting downhill and getting straight underneath the rim and getting some easy looks.
And Spence stepped out of bounds. And you mentioned it, you're right about the easy looks, but 10 straight points coming from the paint for Larson Ford. So they might have figured something out as Mateo will check in for Hendricks.
And they're going to try to put Larry Smith on Liba now and have, they're going to put Antoine on him, so we'll see if that has any kind of impact. They're keeping Gaffney on Amari Jones, which has been a fun battle to watch to start this quarter as well.
It has. Both guys as strong as anyone. Spence got a hand on that pass, but it still went to Bethea and a turnover.
I think Amari Jones just got whistled for a technical.
He got whistled for a technical?
And it looks like Larry Marshall just got tossed.
And again, a double technical, so they'll have 2 technical free throws. And it continues to be a comedic sight of refereeing tonight. We're going to take a break. forget.
I would imagine.
We welcome you back, and of course, there's not one night of the JSBL that goes by without some sort of outlandish officiating. This time, Larry Marshall, the victim of it, as there's a high arcing layup doesn't go, but right there for the foul is Liba.
Yeah, it was 3 technical fouls called on the Larson Ford bench, I believe. Head coach Larry Marshall was ejected. So Spence had 3 free throws, made them all, and we're back underway.
What a finger roll layup that was by Kevin Mateo. He's been impressive tonight, as he always is. They almost turn it over. Liba, floater is in. Almost turned it over. Careless pass on the inbound here. Spence, previously off those 3 made free throws. Shot off the glass, no good. Here's Bethea, dribbles to the team. Pull-up jumper short, rebound, and put back. Liba is on a mission right now.
Yeah, once again, even after the long delay, still no change in philosophy offensively for Larson Ford here in this third quarter. They are trying to get straight to the basket as much as possible.
As a 3 for Smith is up and no good. 77-53. Here's Hornbeak. Open look for 3. No. Rebound. Liba continuing to dominate, and he threw it right to Brian Antoine. Spence falls on the ground. Gaffney comes up with it. Gaffney feeds inside. Antoine lays it in.
Looked like there was a little bit of a wet spot. I don't know if that's what made.
I think that's what made Spence slip. Is
Yeah.
no Liam tonight. We have Eddie, our wonderful executive producer, cleaning up the floor. Tell you what, you could put him on the Yes Network, and he would do just a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
He's done such a great job helping us with the stream over the last 3 years. It's grown into a well-produced thing, and
Well-oiled machine.
it really has. And you have our producer Nick, who, tell you what, I don't know if there's anyone as talented in this that's going to be in the business as this young man that's sitting to my right.
He is the coal in that well-oiled machine that makes it go.
He is. Here's an open look. Jones for 3. It's short. Smith just grabbed the rebound away from Morrow. Here's Smith, led all scorers in that first half. Shot no good. Amari Jones with the rebound. Here's Jones getting pressured up top. Swings it down low. Liba, the flush.
Liba taking over here in this third quarter. Once again,
They have
not
no
a lot
answer.
of not a lot of size to answer for Stearns' trailer, but if you're going to stack up 2s and Stearns is going to keep stacking up 3s, I don't know if that's a winning game, so it's going to be up to Stearns offensively to keep keeping up, which they have absolutely been doing.
Gaffney falling away. Jumper didn't have the touch. Rebound Jones, and another turnover. Now Spence loses it, but he bats it right to Larry Smith, who's the beneficiary of another open layup.
I thought he might have gotten away with a travel there, but I guess maybe didn't take enough steps for it to be one, as he lost it and nobody else touched it before he poked the pass over.
They've had it's been both teams some wild sequences as Bethea left it short. Morrow the rebound, and his floater is airballed.
I think the difference between these two teams, Stearns thrives on that chaos offensively. It's contained chaos. It was how they're able to thrive on both ends of the floor. Larson would much prefer, if they had their way, to slow the game down a bit more.
Larson's like the professional fighter, and Stearns is like that street fighter that you don't know what element they're going to come at you with. As Liba lays it in, and I know it's an interesting discussion to have, but you can't fight crazy, and Stearns, what they do most of the time is crazy. As Spence fouled there. No, shocked Larson didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I think that was a bit more of an obvious foul on Hornbeak. Kind of got tangled up with Spence, and that's a good recognition by Spence, knowing that he had the contact, just kind of went up and drew the foul. It's kind of a rip-through move that I've seen a lot in the NBA.
Spence got that one to go. You know what? Hornbeak's had a very tough night, and kind of an uncharacteristic one in that.
Yeah, he's usually one of the main shot creators and spot-up guys as well for Larson Ford. Just has not been able to find his way with the jumper. He's a really good three-point shooter usually.
0 points for him tonight as Spence hits both. 26-point game, 3:10 to play in this third quarter. Morrow doubled, almost turned it over. Jones gets it. He's going to try this three and knocks it down. Had an open look and took it. Spence, pull up. Yes. The lead back to 25.
Yeah, I mean, Larson Ford's been quite good on the offensive end, but just they have not been able to get any stops. Stearns has been too good on their offensive end.
And the turnovers have hurt them as well. Liba spinning, laying off the glass. No, and then they'll call a foul.
They'll get that on, looks like, Hendricks. He came over to help on the offensive glass and got too much contact with Liba.
You get Liba to the line. He's got two. Liba's first free throw attempts of the night. It rolls in. Talk about a friendly roll.
Much needed one as well.
He is really the only reason this game isn't worse than it is for Larson right now.
Yeah, he has fully taken advantage of his opportunity as a guy who can get a lot of looks down low and try to keep Larson in this game.
Second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Hendricks.
They've almost completely played their offense through him here in the third.
Here's Smith, open lane to the basket. Tough layup through contact, shot no good. And here comes another technical. No, wow.
They'll get Morris on the over the back. He had a little bit too much contact with Larry Smith, who was going up for it. I am surprised that they didn't get Morris with a tee. Usually when you
slam the ball on the court like that.
Yeah.
I think overall, I mean, everything's been a technical tonight, so I'm shocked that one wasn't.
Yeah, I think after the three technicals on Larson, they're showing a little bit more restraint here. Make sure this game doesn't get out of control.
Well, that happened already, but here is Morrow spinning, falling away. Jumper is good. Impressive shot there. Morrow's impressed tonight.
Yeah, he has. As a guy coming off the bench, we haven't seen a lot of him so far this summer. He's hit a few threes.
As Hendricks, another layup. Beating the contact again. Morrow spinning, and it's another turnover. 3-on-1. Smith will benefit from another layup. I mean, it's just every possession you have. It's like it's a chore to get it past half court.
Yeah, just an absolute onslaught of defensive pressure on the ball. Now we're seeing it again with Morris.
Morris falling away. Floater is good.
Yeah, it was a nice job of. He knew Larry Smith was going to try to poke it away, and when the poke did come, he just rose up and took the hook.
Here's Mateo. He's had a strong night. Spins in, lays off the glass, and good. 91-65 with a minute to play in the quarter. Here's Lane back in the game. Got it, and the foul. So Lane's got a chance for three.
And once again, pretty solid offensive quarter. I mean, they've scored 30 points. The only problem is Stearns has scored 23, so I haven't put too much of a dent in there. They've put a little bit of a dent, but not enough to keep this a competitive game.
I mean, you're outscoring them right now by 8 in the quarter. You've cut the lead to 23, and still it feels like it's an insurmountable advantage as Mateo gets in, flips outside to Smith. Here's Antoine. Takes Liba inside, falling away. Jumper is good. Oh, my.
Yeah,
what a spin.
Seen a lot of flashes for Brian Antoine. He was really good last night, obviously, as well. Really solid two-way presence. He's a great athlete.
Morris almost lost it again. They send a double. Liba comes away with it and is fouled on the layup attempt. So he'll shoot two at the line.
As much as we talked about Morris' shot making, he's arguably a better passer, which is why it's so tough to double him, because when the double team does come, he has the floor vision and the timing to set up a nice pass, and had another one there to Liba.
So Liba previously 1 of 2 at the line, now 1 of 3. He's got one more. Second of 2 and his 4th free throw of the night. Coming up. Splits another pair. Stearns can try for a 2-for-1 here. If they'd choose. Here is Spence. Turnaround, falling away. Shot is good. And the lead's back to 26.
Yeah, he's had a much better third quarter here. And the third quarter was a bit of a slow quarter for him last night. It was the second quarter tonight, but he is so good with the pull-up jumper.
Amari Jones will try and answer from 3. No. It's going to be Hendricks. He can put it up at the buzzer. No, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter with Stearns Trailer leading by 26, game 1. Fourth quarter coming up next. Start of the fourth quarter, we got a running clock. For I believe the first time this season is Stearns will turn it over and it'll go back to Larson. Larson down by 26 and Stearns continuing to show why they are one of the powerhouses of the league to 3.
Yeah, they've been turning their defense into offense. Even their half-court offense has been really good, but it's been turnovers and transition that has really helped them get ahead by 26.
As Morris lays it in. And a turnover, Morris. They get a touch in for Lane, and his layup rolls in.
Yeah, we're seeing Larson put the pressure on, kind of turning the tables as we see Stearns do so well. So now we'll see how Stearns' offense responds.
As that one knocked out of bounds by Liba. Another block for him, but it'll stay with Stearns Trailer. Reminder, second game tonight is between the intern helpers and RKE Athletic. And Agba Jemison will check in for Liba. I see Chris Smith, I think.
I believe I do too.
I don't know if we'll get JR tonight, but we'll see. Here's Spence driving, lost it, has it, and threw it off the backboard. It'll stay in play. It's a 3 as the shot clock expires. For Hendricks, it doesn't go. Spence gets the rebound and the putback.
I'm not really sure how Spence got the ball like 3 separate times on that possession, but right bounce to him, and he just went right back up with it.
That's the other thing that they do. Every loose ball, it feels like they win. Bethea, push off, shot is good.
It's not easy to create space against Larry Smith, but did a nice job with his physicality. With Amari Jones and Zion Bethea, you have two of the better guys with their size creating space.
And Spence does it right there, right on cue. 99-75 as we play the final 8 of this one. Here's Morrow. Give it up to Bethea. Morris a touch down low on the block. Turning, spinning, looking for somewhere. Finds Lane in the corner who will line up a 3. Shot no good. Morris the positioning for the rebound and the putback. No bueno. Here comes Mateo. Long rebound. Layup is good. As Stearns breaks 100.
And of course it's going to be Spence and Mateo running the floor in transition after nice poke up the floor to catch up to it by Mateo.
Here's Morrow. Getting jammed from Mateo. Here's Morris passing up on a 3. Will drive. Smith came in for the double, and a fall away jumper is good for Josh Morris.
Yeah, he's just able to navigate the floor really well. Knows where his guys are for a potential setup, but also knows when the defense is going to try to double him, and he rises up.
really is just as soft of a touch as anyone in the league.
It's only been 2 games.
Antoine! How about that? Showing off.
And that's that athleticism we were talking about. He can just rise up, got past Akba Jemison, and threw it down.
Morrow turn and jump. Shot no good. And then they'll go to foul on Larson Ford with 6:40 to play and counting. I mean, how about that? And then as a microcosm, and you know, all smiles as he goes to the bench, but how about that? You put on maybe the dunk of the year and then go to the bench.
I can't say I've seen a lot of poster dunks. I mean, we've seen a lot of really impressive dunks, but most of them have been open. We haven't seen a lot of posters in the last couple of years.
Here's Spence falling, shot no good, and contact and a foul. So he'll go to the line as we now approach 6 minutes of game in this fourth quarter. Third on Morris. So Spence will shoot a pair at the stripe. His first one rolls in.
Yeah, not the 51 that he dropped last night, but still a really good performance for Spence. I feel like he's done a lot more off the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, Larson really threw more at him. And after that first quarter, you're thinking, oh, he's going right back to it. He had 15, but kind of evened out.
Only had 1 point in the second quarter.
And a nice third as well as Bethea almost lost the ball. Spence playing hard defense. He'll rise, fire, no, but a foul. And he will go to the line for 2 as we approach 5 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. Second foul on Smith, first team foul for Stearns Trailer. 2 shots for Bethea, and his first one's no good. Tough night for Bethea, not as efficient as he can be. And I mean, we talk about how Larson played the other night. One of the issues is when you're getting nothing out of Morris and Hornbeek, who we talked about were so great on Tuesday, and what a difference a night makes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hornbeek just hasn't been able to find his touch from the perimeter like he usually has.
As Mateo stripped of the ball, it'll stay with Stearns Trailer with 4:30 to play on the clock.
And yeah, Morris, again, the defense being a little bit more aggressive with him in tonight's game. He's had his successes, absolutely, but hasn't been able to take over the game like he did on Tuesday.
Speaking of taking over, here's Jakari Spence. Could not hit there, and then another turnover. This time it's Hendricks. Open look for 3 for Spence is pure, and it's a 30-point lead again.
Yeah, you saw Mateo and Hendricks both just waiting to try to poke it away from Morris, and once again, really well-executed defense.
Here's Morris. He wanted to take the step back 3. Will drive in, get the double. Shot with the hand in the face is good for Morris. Looks like we have some of the guys that Arcade played with last Thursday back as Mateo launches deep 3, no. Morris will pick up the rebound. Open look, Hornbeek has not scored tonight. It'll stay that way for now. Spence, 3, yes. Another one for Spence, ring it up. 111-80 with 3:15 to play. And that time, Mateo two-handsy. One ref with the hand in the air, and we'll see what they say.
I think Larson might have called timeout before the foul.
We'll take a timeout with them. End of this one, Stearns is on their way to another win. Start. Still some time left in this fourth. Morris fading away and getting it to go. Nice shot again for Morris. Let's turn it up a little bit as Peter Luster now in. Alongside Jones, he'll come into play. Guard up defense. Spence, step back in his face. Wild shot, no good.
I think Spence is trying really hard to get the back-to-back 50-point game.
I don't think he'll quite make it tonight, especially with a running clock, as Smith couldn't corral the loose pass, and it'll stay with Larson. 2:38 and counting to play. 111-82. Morris turning, falling away, jumper. How about that?
And the footwork and the touch from the mid-range, that was really nice.
And that's the other thing he does so well. That footwork is phenomenal. Antoine, step back three is good. I think that's a long two, but again, nice shot from Antoine, who's put on some highlights tonight. Open look, Luster will shoot it, and that one rims out. Antoine steals away a board, and then they call a foul.
Yeah, but Jemison was trying to reach around to try to get the steal, and too much body contact.
Interesting game tonight, and Antoine's been great. I mean, if Stearns can play like this, there's no reason why they can't win a fourth straight championship.
Especially if they have their full stable roster available. Especially guys like Spence and Antoine and Gaffney and some of the guys who aren't here tonight like Dortch and Merlin.
Others as well. As a three, finally Hornby can score. First points of the night, he hits on a three. Here is Spence.
It's been fun to watch Jakari Spence and Amari Jones go at it in the second half.
Spence lines up another three. Knocks it down, and that'll put a nice bow on this one. Final minute. Coming up as, oh! Morris at one. That was something.
He has really, I remember we said at the half he didn't have some of his best stuff out there tonight. Well, he has here in the second half. He has completely taken over this game.
I mean, that's where they went. And the bigs have helped them tonight. Outside of the bigs, they've gotten nothing from the guard play.
Yeah, it's really been the trio of Liba, Morris, and Agba Jemison, although Agba Jemison hasn't done a lot in the scoring column, but that trio has really played well in the second half. It's been a bright spot for Larson Ford.
Final 50 seconds. Stearns is going to go to 5-2. Larson's going to fall to 2-5 as Spence 3 no. And an out of bounds call. Final 35 seconds. As Morris for three, yes, ring it up. Josh Morris has totally taken over this fourth quarter.
Yeah, if you give him space, he can really knock it down. Like you said, some of the best touch from any of the big men that we see here in the league. He's got great touch in the post around the paint, obviously from the mid-range, and then knock down the three as well.
As that's it. Stearns is going to dribble it out. They're going to pick up another win. 118-93 the score, and it continues to be the Jakari Spence and Larry Smith show.
Yeah, they were both excellent tonight on both ends of the floor, creating so many runouts on defense, turning into offense. Even with six guys, it looked like all six of them were on the floor at the same time for Stearns Trailer.
Yeah, and that's what they've continued to do all year. They win this one, 118-93. We'll be back with an interview, and then we'll start the second game on this doubleheader. JSBL Hoops. Back here with tonight's star of the game, Brian Antoine. Brian, 16 points. You guys were ultra dominant tonight, again, from Larry Smith and Jakari Spence. How easy is it to play with two guys that are that good offensively and defensively?
For me, I think it's super easy. Jakari, I've only played in, I think, about 3 games so far, and I feel like every game I've played, Jakari's been just going off. Larry, obviously Jalen, Kevin, everybody on the team is very helpful and useful. So just going out there and just playing, really.
You had 16 points tonight. You look more comfortable as you've played and continued to play. Is that something that you're feeling too?
I would say so. I think having teammates and coaches that actually push me to play harder, to shoot more, attack the basket more helps a lot too.
You know, you're a legend, and getting to come back here and play in Manasquan High School, what is that like?
Fun fact, I don't think I've ever played here in high school. It's actually nice to actually playing here. Obviously, a lot of historical things have happened here in all sports. It's obviously great to play here.
And my last question for you, Brian, is you have anything lined up right now?
In terms of
professionally?
Yes. I just signed a deal in the Netherlands. I leave in August 15th. So that's obviously something very exciting to look forward to.
That's awesome. Thank you for spending some time up here. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
Tonight's star of the game, Brian Antoine. We'll be back with the start of game 2 just after this.